Have you ever wondered what it's like living in an urban America, escape prison and mow down fentanyl addicts trying to have their way with you, using government-issued assault weapons, and all of this is being recorded by Mr. Beast for his next Beast Games. Today we're going to be looking at Sorry about that. Let me try again. We're looking at Come on, what the fuck? Redacted is a fast-paced action roguelike dungeon crawler set in a sci-fi prison. Developed by Striking Distance Studios, the studio behind the Callisto Protocol. And the two games are a complete opposite take on the same theme: escape a prison full of zombies. Callisto Protocol is a tense, slow-paced action horror, while Redacted is a fast-paced comedy roguelike. And the whole point of Redacted is to race to the end, competing against a colorful cast of rivals, but we'll get into that later. But before we start, this review is going to be more about the vibes of the game and general gameplay commentary. It's not an in-depth review, so please don't complain in the comments about how I forgot to mention the suit switching strat, or how I didn't talk about your favorite experiment. I never said this would be a particularly good review, plus I gotta leave enough unsaid about the game for those of you who want to play it. Redacted takes place in a prison set on some far-off moon, where you have to find your way to the escape pods, fighting zombies, rogue robots, and other survivors as you make your way through the levels. Redacted is just a fun time. It plays like most other roguelikes, with a couple extra features to make each run unique. Each run you go through 4 stages with a boss fight at the end of each one. Every stage has its own aesthetic and mobs, requiring you to slightly change your playstyle with each biome. Within the stages, you have to choose which room to enter, giving you different choices in regards to the rewards or upgrades you can get. So far, nothing in Redacted stands out as uniquely different from other roguelikes. An additional layer to Redacted is the rival system. Each run has you face off against 3 other survivors, each with their own attack styles and weapons. Throughout the run, you can sabotage them with a refilling meter of different attacks. You can slow them down, damage them, make them more vulnerable, or just stop their progression. Eventually, you actually have to fight them, either throughout the stages or at the very end of the map. So you might be able to defeat them as you go through the stages, or have to face all 3 of them if you get unlucky. The game is actually pretty funny. There's a mysterious narrator watching you, giving commentary when you get attacked or die. When you do eventually die, a new guard spawns in and this dude just rags on your previous character.
Getting ready for another run, huh? Let's see if you make it past the vending machines without croaking.
Unlike, say, Hades, you don't play as a specific character, just a random guard with a generated name. If you come across the body of your last guard, you have to fight them for more currency. Typical of the roguelike genre, every room offers a different type of reward, currency, and experiments. You can pick each room to fit your playstyle, choosing which experiment room to go into. There are several experiments that you can choose from, each slightly changing how you play the game. Are you going for a more melee build or ranged? Do you want to CC the enemies or just do raw damage? There are a wide variety of experiments between the different types and rarities, so even if you're not getting the OP experiments, each run is still really fun. You can complete rooms to get 4 unique currencies that you can use to buy things in your home base. You can upgrade your sabotages, buy vending machines to use between stages or biomes, buy and upgrade suits, weapons, and perks. So realistically, there's plenty to do and upgrade if you are a completionist. There are 4 of the rooms that don't really fit in the currency/experiment classification that I gave, and those are the Fabricator, Experiment Room, Computer Room, and Bosses. The Fabricator is your shop. The Experiment Room lets you upgrade one of your experiments. There are 4 bosses at the end of each biome, and there are optional mini-bosses that you can choose to enter. The mini-bosses just give additional currency, so unless you're grinding out money, I would just skip those. And once in a while you can fight one of your rivals. There are 8 unique rivals you can face off against, and they become pretty trivial once you get some computer rooms unlocked. Computer lets you read up about one of your rivals and gives permanent debuffs and buffs when fighting them, so it gets pretty easy. I was getting rolled by them when I first started, but visit the computer room a couple times, you give them a 50% damage debuff and you deal 50% more damage, so it doesn't really pose much of a challenge as you progress. All in all, Redacted is a fun game. It has an interesting, almost cel-shaded art style. It has what I think is a really good sense of comedy to it. It's kind of meta that some may find cringe, but I really enjoyed it. It's received really positive reviews on Steam, Metacritic, and various other reviewers, so if you put any stock into what others are saying, Redacted has a really good showing. I got it for free on Epic Games, so that's why I played it and made this video, and even though I liked it, I don't see how you would buy this game over a game like Hades or Kill Knight. Maybe if you're a fan of the genre and want to try something new, but if you're like me and don't really play these types of games, I don't see how Redacted is worth your time and money. Now don't get me wrong, I had a blast with it. It is so much fun racing through the biomes, mowing down enemies, learning what works and what doesn't, building my own playstyle and grinding out base upgrades and weapons. But I wouldn't pay full price for it. So Redacted is a light recommend for me. If you're a fan of the roguelike genre, this is definitely one you should take a look at. It has a very unique take on it and adds a lot of things that I think offer a great playing experience. I would keep this on your wish list and pick it up when it comes on sale. Thanks for watching. This is the start of season 2 of Totally Relevant Reviews. I would appreciate a like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions or if you want to see different kind of games, let me know down in the comments. Thanks.